Hello, welcome to your first Harbor United Methodist Church preschool staff module. If you are watching this, you are already a part of our team and we're so excited to have you. Whether you've been with us since our opening in September of 2015 or whether you're going to be new with us this fall, welcome. We want to give you all of the tools that you need to be successful at Harbor Preschool. We want our staff to be able to know, think, and do everything that pertains to our program and to continue the excellent path that we've already begun. You will have 5 modules and you can complete them one at a time. After each module, there will be an assessment, and that will help us to know whether we need to go back and add more detail or whether we need to answer more questions about these training modules. But you will have access to all of the information and all of the details and many links to PDFs and other information at your access. This will be on a Trello board that will be shared later. So the 5 modules are culture, connection, compensation, compliance, and curriculum. And we will hopefully cover everything that you need to know about Harbor Preschool. And remember, we all want to be on the same page. We all want to grow and continue in our success. And this is the way to do it, that each of us is an important part of the team and that each of us is following the guidelines set forth. Welcome to the most fun job you've ever had, and you will make a difference in the life of a child at Harbor Preschool. As I mentioned before, we opened in September 2015 with 21 students. We had dreamed of a preschool for many, many years, but never had the space to be able to offer it. So with the blessing of our new ministry building, our dream finally became a reality. Our planning team never lost sight of the fact that Harbor UMC Preschool is a blessing from God. And that continues in every decision we make in our operations today. We never want to lose sight of that. So I am your director, Lisa Sutherland, and Leslie Hardgrove is our administrative assistant. We serve families in our community seeking a half-day faith-based program of excellence for children ages 1 through pre-kindergarten. Our organization is managed by a director under the guidance of a board consisting of the pastor, the director, a preschool parent, and representatives from the church's finance, trustees, and children's ministry teams. And we meet 4 times a year. Our finance team does a financial audit every quarter of our books and operations and budget. We are a nonprofit entity, so what we take in has to cover all of the employee taxes and the operations and salaries. So we have a great team, and we also communicate by email and Zoom meetings. The success of our program depends upon our team being committed to providing excellence with the support and encouragement of the director and administrative assistant. And this is one reason we're doing these training modules, because we all have to be committed and we all have to see the vision of our program to be able to continue with the success that we've had. So we will measure our success by the retention of our families, the growth of our children, and the retention of our staff. We want our staff to love working at Harbor and stay with us. So our mission is that we will foster the spiritual, physical, emotional, social, and intellectual development of preschool-age children in a secure, loving, and stimulating environment. Our vision. I'm not going to read every word of that to you, but I do want you to read it and just be clear on what we do and why we do it. Every child is different. They grow at their own pace, and they have individual needs. And they're that way because that's the way that God made them. And we never want to lose sight of that. Our core values, again, I won't read every word of that to you, but this is what we value at Harbor UMC Preschool. And again, we have to keep this in the forefront of what we do. Our success components, please read those. We want to make sure that our children are having fun. That's their job right now. That's their work, is to have fun. And just for us to provide opportunities for them to grow and learn through that play-based learning that we provide. We want to make sure that everything that we do is developmentally appropriate. If you have seen something or done something with your kids, it doesn't mean that it always fits into what we do at our program. So you just want to assess everything that you present to the children. We want to always remember that parents are the child's first and most important teachers, and we want to partner with them and help them through this time. We're followed by God, the call that God's placed on our lives to share his love with others by valuing others above ourselves and using these gifts that he's given us to help these precious children. Developing positive, engaging relationships with our families is really fundamental to our culture. We strive to create a positive, fun work environment for our staff, that we can develop relationships based on mutual respect and support, that we can turn to one another for mentorship, and that we are given clear guidelines and expectations, and that our staff, our teachers and assistant teachers receive a top-level pay scale for preschool teachers in our area. You all know that I am part of a directors group for many of the faith-based half-day preschools, and I can tell you that we are at the almost tip top, and we're working towards that pay scale. And we have to do that by being good stewards of what we're given, and just being committed. You all deserve to have the top pay in our industry. So our mentoring program, I mentioned this, that new teachers or anybody that needs ideas, that our teachers will be mentored and supported by their co-teachers and age level teams. This year, the threes and the pre-K team are going to have a regularly scheduled meeting each month. It will be a different week than our staff meeting to collaborate and share resources, ideas, lesson plans. You know, we don't want anybody to reinvent the wheel. So we want you all to grow closer as a team, and just know that Leslie and I are available for any of your needs. So meeting expectations, we have expectations for leadership, for support, for communication, for problem solving, and to remind us to be Christ-like in everything that we do. You'll hear more about this throughout these modules. We are going to use these tools to help us to grow as a team. Your job descriptions are available in detail in the Trello board that I mentioned that I'll be sending to you. All of the details are presented there. This is just a brief excerpt of what the job descriptions are. Staff qualities. Our staff have to have a sense of responsibility for the ongoing development of children. We know that we can never get these years back. Early childhood education is critical to a child's success later in life, in learning. These early years, research has shown that children just soak up what they're learning. So it's a really important time. Our staff enjoy working with children, have a sense of humor, a friendly personality, and a relaxed nature. That's not the time to be uptight and tense and anxious, being around a bunch of 2 or 3 year pre-K students. Our staff know and use developmentally appropriate and best practice teaching methods. So you will need to know what that means for the age group that you're working with. Our staff effectively communicate with their parents to ensure that we're developing a positive relationship. We want to always be professional, and you're going to hear me say this over and over again in this presentation. Wilmington is a small town, and many of our parents and families may be neighbors. We may know them from sports. We may know them from church. We just have a lot of overlapping relationships. But when you're a preschool teacher, you have to put those other relationships in boundaries and just always maintain your professionalism. Our staff get along well with each other and grow through teamwork. We are not in competition. We are a team, and we're all doing this for the same end goal, to help our children grow closer to Christ and to develop a lifelong love of learning. By now, you have a really good idea about what it feels like to our customers, and that's our families, to experience the joy of having their child learn from and be cared for by our team of loving, dedicated caregivers and educators. We chose you. If you are watching this presentation, you have been chosen to be on our team, and we are rooting for you to make the A team and to help us continue to be the best preschool in the area.